I'm all packed up and ready to embark on my first solo overnight camping trip in the winter. So I've got my pack and my pulk, and I'm gonna go up this trail until I find a lake. And I guess I should start with the classic opening scene of me walking through the snow with my gear. So here we go. Ooh. I've done a little wandering and I think I found a good spot to set up for the night. It's got a couple nice trees in here I think I can sling my hammock between. Hoping I can set up a bit of a fire and just make it a nice cozy home for the night. You can come too. I've got 3 decent sized poplar here. They were just standing dead ones. I'm gonna see how they do. So I've got them back to the mill. Now it's time to saw them up and then get them chopped. Me and my saw have been busy. Got this all cut up. And now I'm gonna get to work with the axe and get it split and then start a fire and make myself some dinner. Oh! Accidentally went through my base log too. Oopsie. Got the old double again. Split them both. I'm all organized for my fire. I've got my splits, some smaller stuff and birch bark, and then I'm gonna build it on these logs so it just kind of burns down and hopefully creates a nice spot for cooking. Yeah, and I haven't eaten since breakfast, which is a mistake that I sometimes make, so I'm pretty eager to get some warm food in me. I was gonna sit right there, but it doesn't look that hospitable. I'm warm though. Feels nice to have the fire started. Yeah, I'm looking forward to cooking. It's been a good day so far. Good start to my first little solo journey. It's cooled off quite a bit in the last just half hour. Maybe because I stopped moving, but the sun's getting lower too. It's probably 4:35. Bit of a wardrobe change. It was a mild day, so I was just wearing an outer shell, but I've thrown on this big wool sweater. I found it in my closet. I think it's a hand-me-down from my mom, but I'm pretty excited about it. I really love wool out here in the winters. Yeah, happy to have the fire going. I'm gonna let it burn down a bit so I can get cooking. But I'm just going to enjoy it until then. While I'm waiting for the fire to burn down, I'm going to do a little whittling. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, but I've got my little multi-tool. I'm going to do something. My dad taught me everything I know about whittling, and that was one thing. Always cut away from yourself and towards your buddy. Oh, I gotta get... Take 2! Okay, finally the fire's just right to start cooking. I've got some tomato soup. Disclaimer, it's Campbell's Gourmet from the grocery store. And then I've got some more of this really good sourdough. That was homemade by a friend of mine, Justin. Thanks, buddy. And I just pre-buttered it so that I can throw them on. Might be a bit warm. Keep it over to the side. Anyway, I'm gonna make grilled cheese. So I got that. Find myself a cutting board so I don't cut on my knee and then cut my knee, because that's an issue. Whoop. I didn't plan this. I probably should have cut the cheese before I put the cut the cheese. That's funny. Before I put the bread on, but oh well, at least I'm remembering to put cheese in it. Throw some cheese on there. We often use just the shredded cheese at home, but for making grilled cheese and frying them, I find it gets messy. It often falls out the sides, so. And then I can also just snack on some if I want. Because there's no parents, there's no rules. I'm out here all by myself. Okay. I mean, that's probably a lot of cheese, isn't it? There she goes. My whittling project's coming along as well. Stay tuned. I should probably put this back in its sheath. Alrighty. I might have gone back to my whittling and forgot a little bit about this, but that's okay. Pretty good. There we go. Soup out of the pot. Oh, that is gourmet. A nice melty grilled cheese. Cheers, everyone. Alrighty, I'm all settled in for the night. I've got my 2 sleeping bags, a wool blanket, and I'm bundled up in my wool sweaters. So I've got some reading I'm going to do. I've got a good book from Cass. I made some good progress on my whittling, but it's dark and I can't hold the camera and the light and the whittling project at the same time to show you. So you'll just have to hang on until morning and I'll show you my progress. Yeah, really good first day. And I'm excited for a nice cozy night and some oatmeal for breakfast and coffee in the morning. Good night. I survived the night. It was actually pretty pleasant. I was bundled up and by kind of midway through I was actually quite warm. I'm going to get up in a little bit and just kind of putter around. I'm packing up and heading home today, but I'm actually not too far from home. Don't have a big drive, so I'm going to enjoy a little bit of the day first. Good morning. Finally made my way out of my hammock. It was a bit windy this morning, and so it was rocking me gently like a little baby in a cradle, and so I stayed in bed for a while. But now time to get the fire going, get some breakfast on, coffee. Alrighty, time to light this up. I'm going to put the angle a little higher. This is funny. Just a moment. Okay, so I had a couple options for breakfast this morning, but I opted to go for a smorgasbord. Just got a simple roasting stick. Gonna throw a marshmallow on. I have really good coals. Fun fact, I learned on just a podcast on gas stoves. It was interesting. And the term cooking with gas was actually a marketing term first created when like gas stoves became a thing. It was one of their marketing phrases to sell gas stoves. I didn't know that. Maybe you guys did. Okay, I've got this pretty golden brown, a little bit burnt. Not too bad though. Throw that on. Dark chocolate with a little bit of sea salt is my chef's touch for this morning's special. If it's sticky, you know you're doing it right. So, I decided to make a spoon. I don't know if it's because I was waiting for dinner and soup, or just what kind of came. It's actually a right-handed spoon, because it's got a nice curve to it. And the only difference between a right-handed spoon and a left or regular spoon is that if you're right-handed, it works, and if you're left-handed, it's awkward. So, sorry for the lefties out there, but it's not done, obviously. It's pretty rough. But I'm going to work on it a bit more this morning and see what I can do. I've never carved a spoon before. Okay, so I'm done my spoon. My first ever whittled spoon. Pretty happy with it. I think the only other thing I've ever carved or whittled is paddles. I always used to make those growing up. It's one of my favorite, but this time I changed it up a bit. Not much. Same shape, I guess. Just got space for soup. If anyone's got any tips or pointers, I'm always happy to hear it. I'm excited to do a little bit more. It's a fun way to spend my time out here. So I'm winding down. I've used most of my firewood. I'm probably gonna have another cup of coffee, one more s'more, and then pack up. Something that I wanted to show off. This new knife. I bought it over the holidays as a graduation gift to myself. So it's Damascus steel, hand forged in Slovenia by a guy named Dan. And then this is actually mammoth tooth. This blue here, and then African hardwood. So it's an incredibly sturdy quality knife, but also just this beautiful piece of art. So I'm super excited. I didn't use it a ton this trip, but I have no doubts it'll get its use. Alrighty, just like that, I'm all packed up and it's time to go home. I've really had fun on my first solo overnight camping in the winter experience. Thanks for joining me. Can't wait for the next one. Cheers, guys. See you next time. There's no parents, there's no rules.